Okay?
Yeah, 400. Said it was 400.
How can I pay $400? I said, Sydney, you'll be inside, I'll be outside. I'll bring customers from outside. You know what? Don't worry, we're going to make it. Anyway, we had a store, and we had all the Greeks. When they came from Greece, they came to my store. Why? We had a Greek salesman. He said to us like that, I'm going to get these people to come into the store. We're going to show them how to sew on the machine, and we're going to give them jobs. So we had a full store all the time. So people thought we were making fortune, but we didn't make fortune, we give jobs. And anyway, and from this store, one store, second store opened, then a third store. In 1967, I was the first one who sold to bachelor apartment. You know what I mean, bachelor apartment? I sold to a bachelor apartment. Comes in a friend of mine. He says, Hymie, you have a job for me? I said, yeah. What will I do? You'll be my partner. Very nice, no? I'll be in, you'll be out. We're going to sell to bachelor apartment. But the first bachelor apartment, I'll go with you, because you don't know how to sell it and what to sell it. I'll go with you, and after you'll be on the road, sell it, and I'll be inside to ship it, and we'll be 100% partner. It's good, no? We start to work. We did very well. Then my brother buys a carpet, $10 a foot. The builder doesn't need it $10 a foot. They need it for $2 a foot. They had a carpet with foam, piece of garbage. But that's what they want, to rent the apartment. That's what they want. So he comes over to my brother. He says, listen, Sidney, I can sell for $10 a foot. So if you don't like it, go and buy yourself. I said, Sidney, he did a boo-boo. If you tell him to go to buy himself, then he got to go out with you. Watch and see. That's what I said, that's what's happened. So he was my competition. So I said to Sidney, to my brother, I says, if he comes into a customer and cuts me, we have 3 stores, we make a living from these stores. I would give cost price. For 2 months, for 6 months. Cost price, I don't make nothing and I don't lose nothing. He will go out and I'll go in. Otherwise, I'll go out and he'll go in. I'm not working for nothing. Okay. So he went in and we went out. But I was the first one to sell the apartments. So we had a good business. We had a customer who had 150 apartments. He used to come to give an order. Give me 50 Heidelbergs, 50 bedroom sets, 50 carpets, 50 drapery, 50 lamps. And we used to sell 50 at a time. So we called up my brother in New York. He was in New York, a baker. He was not a baker. He was on 3 jobs he used to work. What to do? Cake. They make the fancy cake. He used to make the fancy cake. So I says to my brother, let him bring over here. And he'll make for us the Heidelbergs and the sofas and the sell to other people. And we pay him right away. So he says, it's a good idea. So I says to my brother, it's a funny, eh? I says to him, if I know he was a little Italian, he was a upholsterer. If I could find him He's the best. He's an honest man. He's an honest boy. He's a good boy. He's this and that. If I could catch him, that's what I will make with my brother apart. As I talk out this word, it comes into the store. The Italian comes into the store. Would you believe that? I said, you see, Sidney, he is the man. So I says, tell me what you're doing. I have a little factory. I make my items, my sofas. He's a good man. So I says, with who are you? I said, I have a partner. Who's the partner? He's Italian. What he's doing? He's an accountant, but he's a partner with me. I says to my brother, we're going to make partnership. Watch this guy, the accountant. Him, I'm not worrying about it. You can trust him 100%. The other guy is too smart for me. Watch him. What do you think? Me? He can steal nothing. I said, nothing? Okay. One day he comes in, it's a Saturday or something. The guy says, where's my sofa? What sofa? Oh, I ordered a sofa. They sold the sofa without knowing my brother and take the money in the pocket. So my brother said, out. So we sold them out. And he was a little manufacturer on St. Lawrence Street. On St. Lawrence Street, he had a place as big as this baby, a little bit maybe bigger. And it was on the second floor. He couldn't show nothing. To bring up the goods on the second floor is too much expensive, the labor. So I says to my brother, it's not a place for him. He needs a downstairs, and he needs a bigger place. It's not a place to produce. I had two salesmen, one Italian, one Greek. Kostas Karajanis was Greek, and Salvatore was Italian. I used to do, I need a place, he's on the second floor, he can make a living there. So I says, myself, I'm going to look in the paper. So the Italian and the Greek fellow told me, Hymie, you're looking for nothing. If Sidney doesn't want it, you'll never get it. Doesn't want it. And he's your partner. And I made him, he's the boss. So, what's happened? I see in the paper as a place for sale. Place for sale. I call up the guy. I say, if you'd like to come over, explain me what you have. He comes over. He says, there's a place, 15,000 square feet for sale. And it's empty for a year or 2 years, empty. And there was a factory for Chesterfields. Downstairs, is a showroom, and upstairs, he manufactures. 7,500 upstairs and 7,500 downstairs. You want to see it? I said, yeah. He takes me there, I give a look. Perfect for my brother. Excellent, couldn't be better. How much do you want? I want $150,000 for this place. I said, how do you figure it? I'll tell you the way I figure. $1 upstairs, $60, 60 cents downstairs. Together is how much? $100.60. Multiply per 6 months, that's what I pay you. if you want it. This boss who had the place was a salesman selling to my brother sofas and kitchen sets and this. He was a salesman on the road. So the salesman tells his boss. The boss comes over to my brother. He says, Sidney, I heard you want to buy a place. He said, you're crazy. I need a place for what? I don't need no place. So he says, Sidney, listen to me. You need it or you don't need it. I'll take you with my car, come to see it, and then you tell me you need it or you didn't see it. Why you tell me you don't need it? Anyway, he talked to me and he came to see the place. Come to see the place, he comes running to me. Hymie, did I find a place? Ay, for my brother, perfect. I said, Sidney, for your brother is perfect. Keep quiet. I want to buy it. No mix in. I know the place. How do you think he came to you? Because of me. I know the place. I saw the place. So I says to the guy, what do you want? Oh, city furniture gave me $130,000 for this place. I said, why don't you take it? I would be you, I would take it. I said, listen, what I told you, 60 cents and $1. That is my price. You want it? I buy it today. You don't want it? Forget about it. Fair? No. I bought it for $85,000. That's what I. Yes.
This here?
So where do you got it?
That's from when you were honored at ADL. It's in the magazine.
Oh.
Do you remember that day? Or?
Sure. Did you have here everybody? You could
Yeah.
take this picture.
Did you talk about the priest
Priest
that helped you
priest
out?
that- Huh?
Did you talk about the priest that helped you out?
Yeah, sure.
Did
No,
you-
we didn't speak
No.
about the priest.
That picture up there?
Oswald.
Yeah,
Oswald.
you
I
didn't
mean,
talk
you spoke
about
about
him.
Oswald a little bit, but you didn't speak about who he is and give us a
Yeah.
little bit of a background on him.
Okay, good. I could tell about the priest too.
Yeah.
I see you know more about me.
Well, I'm just reminding you. I'm reminding you.
Listen, my age catching up with me. You understand? Eh?
Not quite.
He's
It's
very,
good.
He's
Very sharp. Very good.
You're very
Very
sharp.
good.
Yeah.
The priest, I didn't tell you about the priest.
We don't know anything about
Yeah,
him. We just know his name is Oswald.
Yeah.
Oswald Rifeisen.
Okay.
How he started, why he became a priest.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll tell you about the priest. So I bought the building and he made money, my brother, very good money. You understand? That's it. With the priest, it's like that.
Yeah.
He was a Jewish boy and he worked for the gendarmerie, for the chief. And I told you, he gave the ammunition to my brothers. Oswald is when he told the Jews to get out from ghetto, Oswald, so a Jewish man went in to the Meister and told him, Oswald gave ammunition to the Jews and told them to go out from the ghetto. He called in the priest. He says, Oswald, why you give the Jews ammunition? If you tell me the truth, I give you an easy death. If you don't tell me the truth, I make you suffer. So he said, Meister, You be a Jude. You know what's mean, a Jude? You be a Jude. I'm a Jew. Bist du eine Jude? He said, yes. He said, you see the door? You could go. He went out. The police knew, everybody knew, nobody touched him. Where do you think he went? He went to the nuns. It was a mile and a half, or 2 miles from the Germans, from the Meister. He went there, he was hiding for a year in the basement. And they gave him all the books to read. They gave him all books to read. He read all the books. Then they asked him, one thing I didn't ask him, how come he came to the nuns? So the nuns, they told the nuns to move. What are they going to do with Oswald? They put him in the clothes, but still, they said to Oswald, we can't keep you here. In case somebody recognizes you, they kill us, and they kill you, they kill everybody. Go to the underground. He came to the underground, they want to kill him. Why? He was the translator to the Meister. He says, I give all the ammunition, told the Jews to get out from ghetto. It's okay. From ghetto, I give all the ammunition. So they want to make him a big chief. He didn't want to be. He wants to be a plain soldier. He came from the underground. We brought him into our city. We cleaned up all the garbage, what he was with the Germans, and that's it. In 1959, I go to Israel in Haifa. In the hotel, stay 2 Jewish guys. Yankel, yes. Do you know a Jewish man became a priest? So I go over, I say, Yankel, it's okay. I say, Yankel, I heard you said the Jewish guy became a priest. Can you tell me what's his name? He says, Partisan. It's my man who saved my life. I said, where is he? He's in the Carmel in Haifa. The Carmel in Haifa is one of the nicest places in Haifa. And he's in there's a monastery from nuns, and he's there. So I took a taxi, and I went to see him. I saw him, I said, Oswald, do you know me? He said, no. I said, sure, you know my brother. He said, who's your brother? Who cleaned your horses? Label? I said, that's my brother. So I had a few dollars, I want to give him a few $100. He said, Hymie, if you give me a few $100, I have to give it to the place. I have a brother on a farm. If you want to give him the few $100, you could give him on the farm. So I went to the farmer. I got to see the brother. So he had a boy of 10 years old, 10, 11, and 9, I know. He says in Hebrew, I didn't understand Hebrew. He says in Hebrew, he had a big sailor. And from that time, I never saw his brother. I go one time in Israel, there is a place, the man who took us for the tour. So I said to him, I go with my wife, I said to him, I have a story to tell you about Oswald. As I tell them, I have a story about Oswald, he's on the television. Oswald is on the television. It was so funny, it's unbelievable. And that's the story. There's a ghetto. The mere ghetto that I told you about, the Zamek. Here, the Zamek, here, there. You saw the Zamek there.
Yeah.
Yeah. We was there in the ghetto. I told you the first time was they killed 1 or 2 Jews. Then we ran away. Then they told us to come to the market and bring the gold and the diamonds and all the expensive things. So we brought it, and after we went into this ghetto. Otherwise, we was living. We had a section, but we was not in a ghetto.
How big was the ghetto?
The ghetto here.
That was it?
The ghetto. That's it. It was a Zamek. It was from Char Mikolaev. There was a very nice place there. It was a very nice place.
How big was it? How many people were there?
It was 900 people
In there?
in there.
Wow.
And we went out, and he told us to get out from the ghetto. How we get out from the ghetto? After the first killing the Jews, it was left over. There was 2,000 Jews, so they killed 1,200, 800 or 900 Jews left over in the ghetto. So Oswald told us to go out from the ghetto. So we cut the wiring. You see the big wiring like that? They had to cut. At night, we walked out from the ghetto. 60 organized group, my older brothers, 2 brothers. The 2 brothers was with the ghetto, the organized group. Me, my other brother, 3 brothers was in the organized group. Me, my other brother, they didn't want to take us because we was too young. And 60 people that was in the group, 60 people with ammunition. They had 1 gun, 1 pistol, one rifle, it was not much. But that's what he gave them. My brother took it from the stable, what he put it in the stable to take it to the ghetto.
How did he get it in the stable?
He brought it himself.
From where? Do you remember?
He was the translator, so he had connections there. I don't know. This I don't know. And I don't know how. The funniest thing, I was with him a few times. I never asked how did he come to the lands. And when we went out from ghetto, the police, the farmers, when the Germans said to the farmers to bring cows to them, so the underground, us, we didn't let them. The farmer, we send them back. Don't send no cows. So the Germans came to fight us. So they shot a guy, but it was not Oswald, but he had his boots. So he threw his boots. So they got the boots and said, Oswald, give in, we wouldn't do you nothing. But it was not Oswald. It was a guy who, Oswald gave him the boots.
And they shot him.
They shot in the foot. But I think the story is good. Huh?
Fascinating.
What are we missing? We're missing a lot of pieces, huh?
What did your parents used to do? Before
Butcher.
the war, what did your parents do?
A butcher.
And your mother?
Kosher.
Your mother was
Work with them.
working.
A kosher butcher.
A kosher butcher.
You want to talk about your parents at all?
And you say a kosher butcher, she said. In Europe, we didn't have frigidaires. Okay? What do you think we had? We dig a hole, and in the whole winter time, we used to go and cut the ice, and we used to put in the hole. It was for the whole summer. And the meat was there.
Yeah, it stayed fresh. Do you remember how your father was? What kind of man he was?
He was a very, very nice looking man, and he was a good man. Good man. Like my auntie. It was his brother, sister, Auntie Betty. She was You don't find people like that today.
And your mother?
Mother too. She was a different, this, but she was a very nice woman. We had a girl working for us for 16 years.
You want to stand over here?
Yeah.
So you can.
Yeah.
But she was working for 16 years, and she was working with a cane. She had all the girls. She was the chief of all the girls working in the houses. When we was in the underground, we came in now we came in after the war to our city. So my brother comes over, and we went to this place where she was living. He called Olga. She was living, so he comes over, sitting to an older lady. She must be 90 or 85, I don't know. She's very old. Can you tell me where is Olga? She said, Olga died a long time ago. But he knew everything, where she was living. Would you believe that?
Do you remember your grandparents? No?
Yeah, but I don't know. Cousin, Eddie Kenter.
Well, when you see that there's a picture there, so when you're going to walk around,
Yes, I'll explain it.
yeah.
Yeah. When I listened to the story now for the first time, and one of the most interesting thing that caught my attention is the fact that you were prepared to die. You were ready to die at any moment. You not only were you ready to die, but you had a gun in your pocket, knowing good and well, everything you were doing, that you were prepared to die.
And he was a young boy.
Right.
That's
You were
a young boy.
a young boy, and you understood this.
Yeah.
Now, today, kids have no idea
I know.
what this means. I want, if you can share for a young kid today, what is it? What does it mean, and how it affected your life?
I tell you something. My wife's niece. She must have got to see her. What's her name? Marlene.
Yeah.
Ralph's daughter. What's her name?
Martine? Karen?
No, daughter.
Diane?
Diane is married to a guy who had a son a little bit, but he's in school. Comes over to me once. He said, Hymie, I want your story to tell in school, if you don't mind to come. I said, sure. They didn't give me too much time, like you, but I went and I tell the story. There was a little Jewish boy from Russia. He comes over to me. He said, Mr. Itzkovitz, your story is so good. It's unbelievable. I told them in school already the story. They liked it very, very much.
Wow.
Listen, stories like that you don't have too many.
But what would you say to a young kid today? What would you say to them if they asked you, what is it like to?
It's dead.
Oh, it's dead.
There's a man who want my story, but he never finished. He want to write a book and never finished. He called me up. My boy called me up, George. I mean, the man wants to see you. I went specially to see him. He kept me for 4 hours. Not 1, 4 hours. But he didn't finish either. I don't know why.
Who is he?
He's-
Where's the information?
George, they know where the guy who ordered this too. I think that's the same guy.
Okay, you're talking about the editor of the magazine.
Yes, yeah, I think so.
So, if you had to teach a value to a young person today about life, what would you tell them?
Young people, what can I tell them?
You face death. so-
Today is the children different than they used to be. Today, people live differently as before. Before, in my town, in my life, in my city, if a man divorced, he was ashamed. Today a man divorced. Oh, I'm divorced, I'm happy. So now you see, that's not the same thing. What can I tell him? I want to ask you.
What would you say to your grandkids?
What I said, I can't say much because they are different today as I am. If I tell them something, here, I give you a little example, okay? And I tell me if I'm right or I'm wrong. The women today, they're wearing broken pants. It's not only the youngster, the older one who's married, wearing with the broken pants. I tell them, what's the matter? You can't afford to buy a pair of pants? Oh, that's the style. How can you be me? I would be ashamed. I would be ashamed to wear broken pants. Okay? In my family. They wear broken pants. Hey, Joanne, what do you say? So I'm right or wrong?
I understand your point of view from where you came from, and in a way, thank God that your grandchildren didn't have to face what you faced.
The grandchildren is not so much as the older people. Okay? Like in George's age.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. To me, it's ridiculous. What I said, the Hobestub sind Toches. Excuse me the expression. You like it, eh? You like it, eh, Rabbi?
The best.
I'm straight, I'm open. You see, I tell my children, I had a movie from Spielberg. So I showed my children the movie. Some they like it and some they don't care. They're not interested in my story. You understand? Some they're very interested, some they're not. What can I tell you? I can tell nothing.
But let's say they were interested. What wisdom would you share with them?
What wisdom?
Yeah.
In my place, in my grandchildren, thank God I have good grandchildren. Thank God. But in my way, when you grow up, first of all, you have to be honest. Second of all, you have to see that the world not to be upside down. Because he has friends. You know, if the friend is a bum, you're going to be a bum. They say which friend you are with. If you're good friend, you'll be a good boy. If you're best friend, you'll be a best boy. I say all the time, depends with who you are. I'm right or wrong?
Absolutely.
I thought I'm wrong.
No.
You understand? My grandchildren, my children are in a very excellent place. But there's some little things what I don't like it. And if you tell them, they don't listen anyway. So I don't tell them.
What does honesty mean? I think a lot of
Honesty it means to me like that. Here's a young boy. He finished college. Listen, I have her daughter, okay? I'm very, very happy for her. Her daughter, okay? She had a job as an accountant. From the accountant, she says she wants to go to the States to be an accountant for the same company. She went there. She changed her job. Okay, she changed her job. For who she changed the job? The same company is an accounting company. They're buying homes, buildings, big ones, millions of dollars. What they do with her, they send her to check if the books is okay. You know what I mean, okay? No bullshit in the books. And she got 2 trophies and some money for her good work. This, I'm happy. That's the way, if my grandchildren could be like that, I will be very, very happy. And my children, so far, they're excellent. You understand? If the fathers will be okay, my son, I have one son, I have a little bit of, but beside that, everything is AA1. I'm very happy. I built for them a business. They could make a nice living if they stick together. And I tell you something. I built a business. He's working here today. Tomorrow he doesn't want to work here. The door is open. Go work where you want. Tomorrow he works there, he doesn't like there. Where are you going to go a job? He has no job. There's no jobs. Here's the job. That's the way I figure in my dictionary. I build a business not for my children. I build a business for the grandchildren, like from Germany. What's his name? He's all over. He has people. The rich man. What's his name? From Vienna. You know he has all over people. It's a very rich man.
It's okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Who? You understand? That's what I want with my children. Not only for the children and grandchildren. I told my dad, they're getting married, they have to have money. But the parents spending the money, there's nothing left when they're getting married. Me, I always, when I made $1, 90 cents was in the bank, 10 cents I spent. They make $1, they spend $1.10. Nothing left. No. I built a business, they could live nicely. You don't have to live like millionaires. Make a nice living, you could go for vacation, you could this, but not to throw the money, it's like water. That's the way my way of doing. If you think it's so easy when I went into business, okay, I went in manufacturing. I had a fight with my brother, Sidney. I had a fight. So I went in manufacturing. I didn't know nothing about mattresses. Nothing. Nothing about manufacturing. So I had a fight with him. So I said to Sidney, buy it. I'm for sale. He says, he doesn't want to buy. I said, Sidney, you don't want to buy? No problem. You give me a pay. I didn't get big pay. I pay to make a living. I had 5 children. And in the same time, I bought a house. Not bought, I built a house. At the same time. I go in the business, and my brother said, ha 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 ha. I said, what you're going to compete Ideal? You're going to beat St. Louis? There's 1,000 people by Ideal upholstering. He made everything himself. Serta, Silly, Simmons, you're going to compete them? I said, Sidney, I don't care what they make. I didn't go to compete anybody. But I went, make a good unit, right? A good price and a good service. Who wants to buy will buy. Who doesn't want to buy, buy. Very simple, no? Simple that could be.
For sure.
I started my business and my brother was laughing. I couldn't finish the corner. The corner is the rand in a mouth house. I couldn't finish it. What's happened? I call up my supplier from out there and I said to my supplier, Joe, come over, I have a problem. He comes over, what's your problem? I can't finish the corner. Can you give me a man who knows mattresses? I never saw a mattress that's made. So he comes over. He says, okay. I said, give me a man who knows mattresses. I'll pay what he was, 50, 100, 200. I need to finish the corner. He said, okay. He sends me a guy with United Bedding. He's 60 years in the business. Send me a little French fellow. He's the manager. Okay, comes over. Show me your machine. Show me the machine. It's not for laugh. I said, why are you laughing? He said, if you think you could make a mattress with this machine, then you're mistaken. I said, okay. Would I need it? An NR machine in Boston Machinery. Who you think I call? I'm not going to call the salesman, call the boss. I said, what's his name? I don't remember. I said, Joe, you have a machine? NR? Yes. How much cost? $5,000. So I started to laugh. I said, sir, I'll tell you the truth. I just started my company. I haven't got 5 cents. What can you do for me? Straight. He said, Mr. Itzkovitz, I'll send you the machine tomorrow morning. You'll have it in your place. He didn't ask, how will I pay? When will I pay? And what will I pay? Nothing. Why? Would you know why? I'll tell you why, but I want to know if you know why. A man, when they send me merchandise and doesn't ask me what to pay and how to pay, I ask you why he did it.
He trusted you somehow.
No, he's a smart businessman. You know why he's a smart businessman? I open a factory. Today I buy this machine. What can I do with the machine? I can eat the machine. If I don't pay me, I'll take it back. He has a customer. You see, you sell him one machine, tomorrow you're going to sell another machine, the other will sell the third machine. And I'm a customer. He's a smart businessman. And I paid him off in a lot of time. I paid him off everything. Okay? He brought me the machine, I installed the machine, I make the mattress, I bring it to my brother. He said, now you're talking. And that's the way I start my business. Okay? Without a cent, I had $2,000. With $2,000, I start my business. I had a woman here, Madame Ray. She was my boss. I made her the boss. She knew every customer, who to give credit, who not to give credit. I never had insurance, I never had a loss. All I had with 2 Jewish guys, 2 losses. Oh, you're my friend. I didn't want to give him credit. He said, you're my friend. Well, you don't trust me. You understand me or not?
So after all these years, what would you say is the most important thing?
No, I'll tell you. I have to tell you another story. It's very important. I had a customer used to sell to the welfare. You know what's the welfare? It's for the government. With the government like that, you have to give service. Otherwise, you can. Because if the guy comes for a mattress today, tomorrow you have to deliver it because he hasn't got where to sleep. Okay? I had a customer, excellent customer, Mr. Leblanc, a French fellow. He didn't like me as a customer, he liked me as a friend. That's the way I dealt with him for 3-4 years. He used to come at 4 o'clock. Everybody goes home 4 o'clock. Okay. 4 o'clock. Mr. Itzkovitz, yeah. She besoin summer soap or the memata seta. I need it for tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock, 100 pieces. I didn't have one. What did I do? I had it, I still have him. He's 50 years with me, 48, Petro. I said, Petro, venakwa. Comes over. Stop everything. I need from Mr. Labla 100 pieces for tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock. He called up Ideal Upholstering, United Bedding, St. Louis Bedding. He got 5-6 people. I know exactly what they want to eat. It was on the table. 4 o'clock, 4:30 they came here. They eat till 5, till 10 o'clock. I had 100 pieces for tomorrow morning. For 3-4 years he buys for me. Okay. After 3-4 years he comes to me, Mr. Hymie, do you know I would charge more $3 plus a unit? I charge him $3 more a unit. What tell him? A customer, and not only that, he gives the check before he takes out the goods. You haven't got customers like that. What do you do? When he tells you, you charge him $3 more. What will you tell him? You're the boss. You tell him. What do you tell him? I give you half $3? No. I didn't make $3. I tell him a very simple thing. Very simple. Mr. Laplat, garde. Un matelas, je n'ai 12 livres felt. Moi aussi 3 livres. Et vous pas ouvrir le matelas? Non. Un matelas, je n'ai un pouce front. Moi aussi un quart front. Ici, c'est l'espoir de l'homme. Moi, je n'ai pas fait comme mon compétiteur. J'ai dit pourquoi. Mon compétiteur a les 3 livres felt, un quart pouce front. J'ai donné $3 même marché. Le matelas, c'est pas la même chose. C'est pas bon le matelas. Qu'est-ce qui arrive? Et vous délivrez le matelas à le client. Le client dit c'est garbage, je retourne à vous. Et vous prenez le matelas, retourne à moi. J'ai pas besoin de ça. Moi, j'aime, c'est anyway. C'est moi, c'est sorti le matelas, c'est bon. Si vous checkez là-bas, si vous commencez avec la c'est correct, vous capable 6 mois, 1 an, c'est rien. La porte se ouvre pour vous, si vous voulez retourner. So he stays and waits for 2 minutes, he says to me, he says, Hymie, je connais pourquoi j'ai payé $3. So I said, pourquoi? Le service, qu'est-ce que vous donne? Moi, je ne suis pas capable de trouver. Now you understand me what I said? How many customers can you have like that? Not many. That's the way I build my business. My children today, they say, oh, we have a lot of container. I have no competition. Why? I'll tell you why. I don't overcharge the customer. I have to charge him what I have to make a living. I have expense. After the expense has to be left over something for next year. Otherwise, I don't sell. I'm not working for nothing, right? So I don't and I have no competition. I say to my children.
Say it again. I say it to my children.
I say to my children, if you get the customer, so the buyer, service, no problem for him, he'll give you $1 more for the merchandise. You don't overcharge him. You charge for your better merchandise. And I said to my children, don't choke a manufacturer for their thing. Because you choke them, you take them out of business. And if you take them out of business, you have you have nothing to sell. That's the way I used to do. I remember one thing, my brother came in to me once, said, Hymie, the Dominion phone charge you more a cent a foot for the phone. I said, it's good. He has to make it. What's wrong if he charge a cent more? He didn't charge a cent more. But in his thing, it's a cent more. You understand? in business, I told him many times, if you have a good customer, you give him good service, he'll never go away from you. Never. I talked to Georgie. You know what he told me? City Furniture in Florida never want to buy from us lately. Why? Many years ago, he was not so, the insurance didn't want to accept him or something. Anyway, he didn't want to buy, period. He says he was in the showroom. Why? Why you think he went to the showroom? People talk. Oh, Prima is good, Prima is good, Prima is good, Prima is good, Prima is good. Price is good, this is good, this is good, this is good. People talk. And if you want to do a good business, a straight business, give the customer service 110%. You will have a customer and he'll charge him $1 more. He wouldn't say, if you charge him $10, sure. When you charge him $1 more for your service, never. The same thing with my boy David. Eh? He always says, what customer? 3%, 5%. Stripe Tube came in, the boss himself. I asked him a question. He has now 50 stores. I don't know. I said, tell me, how much costs your warehouse? He says 10%. I bet him that costs him more than 10%, but 10% for sure. You can't. He said, they're working on 5% to 10%. It's impossible. You see the problem here now with the, what we call the problem we was going through. And the money would cost them to fix the problem. Now you understand?
We didn't talk about how you met Rosette.
Oh, you didn't talk how I met Rosette?
We don't know anything.
I'll talk Rosette. That is a good one. That is a good one. I used to go out with different girls. My brother said, he says to me, go to Europe for 3 months. I was happy, but I went with 2 big valises. Anyway, I go with my brother, it was a wedding or a mitzvah. I see my wife, it's a friend of mine. I said, Ludwig, is your girlfriend? He says, no. Are you going out with her? He says, no. Can you give me your number? Is your number? I'll call her. Oh, it's not good for you. You don't speak French. And she speaks French. I said, Ludwig, what I don't speak French is not this. You give me the number. He didn't want to give me the number. So you can't force him, no? I went to Israel for 3 months. I come from Israel with Ben Gurion. You know Ben Gurion? On the boat. And there was music, and I see a nice little lady with a nice girl, so I took her for a dance. So she said, where you come from? I said, from Montreal. She said, you from Montreal? I have a sister in Montreal. You want to go and give her a regard? I said, sure, why not? I call her up. I come over. Who I see? My wife. So I go over to her. I said, did you go out with Ludwig? She says, yes. I said, that's the one. So I says to her, would you like to go for a drive? She said, no. So the oldest brother, Ralph, says, what's the matter with you? He said, Jewish boy, go with him. Why, he's not going to eat you? So she went with me. I thought, in 2-3 months, I said, me love you, you love me, we marry you, finish. It's a good one. You like it, eh? So that's the way I met my wife. I have good stories, huh?
Great stories. So what's the secret of, what, 69 years? 59 years.
What?
How long are you married?
56.
56 years.
I married in 1960.
So what's the secret of 56 years?
What's the secret? We used to fight a little bit here and there, but it's okay. How long are you married?
11 years.
Oh, 11 years. You're not so old.
The baby.
50,
Me, no.
49.
I'm old enough to be your grandchild.
Huh?
I'm old enough to be your grandchild.
Yeah.
Sure.
You married young.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Because you have you have 3 children, so I figure 3 children. But you married, the religious married early.
Yeah.
That isn't. It's okay.
Maybe it's better, maybe it's worse. I don't know.
Why? You're worse.
No.
Oh. I'm good, eh? So that's all the story what I told you.
Okay.
Good stories.
Amazing.
So now you know everything, how I married my wife.
Start. Good.
What?
I want you to tell me about what's on the wall.
This is real. The zamek. This is the zamek.
What's in Zamzamek?
This is my old building. But I had it before on Sikar. Oh, there. This is my priest.
It sounds strange for a Jewish boy to be saying, "This is my priest."
And you know who made the picture? Exactly like him. And, he worked for me from Spain, not from Spain. And this is the city, Montréal city, the government. It was a good 2.5 hours.
It's good enough for you.
Yeah, well, it's okay. In Boston, a lady was it.
Okay. What else?
This is the city mir too. This is mir.
Was noch?
Come here. Here is Eddie Kenter, my cousin, and he's his grandson. Manager. I didn't tell nothing about him. Sure.
Sure.
If you wanted, I could still tell him.
You can tell now.
Huh?
2 minutes now. You can tell about him.
No, I have to go now to the bathroom.
Ah, okay.
Okay? Then I'll tell you.
Okay.
My brother was a salesman from, he used to sell buildings. So I had a building to buy. So I called my brother-in-law. Why? Because if I call another buyer, another salesman, you're going to take bids from other people who get more. So I took my brother-in-law. I had a building because they made tires there. It was very, very good. 30,000 feet. Come see. I buy it. Then I says to my brother-in-law, I have to have at least 20 years mortgage. He says, okay, I'm sure I'll get your mortgage for 20 years. He comes to my house. He said, Hymie, I had bad news for you. I said, what is the bad news? The man takes himself the mortgage and doesn't want to give 20 years, he wants to give 10 years. So I said, Ralph, I can afford it. 10 years. It's too high for me to pay. He says, I don't think I'll be able to buy it. So my wife says to me, Hymie, I have confidence in you. Buy it. So I signed the bill. And I bought the building. It's a good one, eh? You want to hear another good story? I had a customer, a Mr. Jaco, little guy, French fellow, like that. He used to drink beer all day. This shop was like this office, that's all. A salesman was top, and he used to drink beer. He used to be the best customer. He used to come twice a week, paid right away because I didn't trust him. Pay right away and take the goods. After 2-3 years, he doesn't come. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I said, I'm going home. I said, going with not today, I'll go with Pinef, he on Bobia, and there he has a store. I come over. Jaco, what's the matter with you? Le petit juif besoin manger. Like the little Jew has to eat, and you don't give him. C'est trop cher. So I said to him, Jacob, garde, I can't twist you pour the arm, pas capable de twister pour les mains. J'ai besoin comment s'asseoir. Et vous n'en pas s'asseoir et comment. À demain, vous venir, j'ai payé 10% plus. Like one says, I don't need you. But he needs the goods. He calls me up. He says, cancel the command. He needs 4 continental, 3 for 3. Cancel the command. Okay, cancel the command. I need the order, but nobody needs. He needs the goods, and I have it. Called me half an hour later, Hymie, je viens chercher les marchandises. I said, Jacob, moi je veux les 10%. He paid me the 10% extra. It's a good one. Now you understand it, what I do. Eh?
Oh my God.
Stories. I have stories. I have a story. I throw out a guy put in the headboards in the car in the trunk, and I took it out and I said, get home. I was independent in my business.
I think that's it. He's had his
Thank you very much. I don't think you need me for some other things.
So I ordered lunch.
How much?
I didn't ask. I ordered for me too. I'm not gonna go home for lunch.